going to do another emerger. This is going to be more of a Quiggly style emerger. The Quiggly Cripple and the Quiggly's Film Critic are probably my two favorite emergers of all time, except for that one that I just tied, which might be my favorite of all time. This is going to be a straight chain hook. So you think of a Quiggly Cripple, tied primarily on a straight chain hook. That's what we're going to be doing. That's what we're going to be doing here as well on this one. And again, we're going to be using a little bit of foam, but using it in a little bit of a different way. So this is going to be kind of a PMD emerger, but it's going to be more of a like Parachute Adams type color. So it's going to be gray more than anything else, but there will be some white on it, including the thread that I'm going to use. So when I'm flattening my barbs, and yeah, this one has a barb on it, so I'm going to use your good old Black & Decker Stanley. And what I try and do is get it into the grooves, that you can kind of see the toothy grooves right there, and get it into the groove. We'll see if this actually works. And then I'm going to roll this back and forth. See how I'm doing that?
You take those pliers into the field with you?
I have a pair in the field with me. What do you guys think? Is that good enough?
It'll work.
Thank you. You know, there's obviously a lot of hooks that are made that come without the barb to begin with, that you're going to be tying on. A.dot white. We'll get our wing on first, as usual. Oh, I didn't tell you what my wing material is, did I? So the wing material on that last fly was EP fibers. Okay? Now, this was the dirty olive version. This is going to be basically your cream version of EP fibers. So when the hang-dee down, so if you guys know of Ken Burkholder, he's a huge fan of bear hair. Big grizzly bear hair guy. And has come upon hides of this and sells it a patch about as big as this for $100. And I was in Kazakhstan and brought back some Siberian brown bear hair. And the idea is that when you use that brown bear hair, when you cut it off the hide, you tie that section that you trim, that gets tied on as your wing. And the reason he advocates, and most people advocate, that translucentness of the sun going through your bear hair fibers has a big realistic look to it. Now the problem is I start to run out of bear hair because I don't know how to really come upon it. So this is the next closest material that I think has that quality to it. And that's EP fibers. So that's what I use. Okay, we're going to get that wing tied in. That wing's going to just kind of be coming off your hook, kind of, obviously going off the eye, and it'll be kind of at a slight angle. Again, just like the wing you would find on a Quiggly Cripple. I'm going to wrap this back just a bit. And once again, I'll start to cut this so that it can be tapered some. It's starting to roll on me just a bit. come forward to that wing again, right there at the base of it, and wrap forward some. And that should be a sufficient gap there between my wing and the eye of my hook I can work with. I'm going to give that wing just a bit of a trim, but I like that length that it's at right now. Okay. Okay. We'll come on back and we'll do our shuck. And once again, we have some ostrich hurl, and we're going to do kind of the same thing. We're going to have that ostrich hurl to be the Circe, and then we'll have some Zelon as the rest of the shuck material, more full-bodied stuff. Those are in. I'm going to give them a tug. And that's about the length I'm looking at right there. Come forward a bit. And once again, some Zelon. Again, that'll be trimmed a bit shorter than the actual tail material. There. Now I'll wrap that forward, get that all on there. What is this? Size 12 to size 14 is typically what I'm using for these. But this looks to me, I just grabbed some hooks and threw them on my caddy. This looks like about a size 12. You probably don't want to go any bigger than that with a PMD emerger, but. Okay, so like I said, it's a PMD emerger, but I'm going to be going kind of parachute atom style, so a lot of those kind of colors are going to be involved, and so particularly the abdomen. So I'm going to just be using some light Antron dubbing here. Get this thread all lubricated up. before I do that, I should probably tie in my ribbing material. Ribbing material for this will not be thread. It will be some wire. So this is just your fine gold wire. Okay, we'll start to bring that forward. I'm going to end that probably about right, well, maybe one more turn. I'll end it right there, because I need to leave some room for the thorax material. I'm going to wrap my wire here, reverse wrap, 3 to 4, maybe 5 turns. Okay, so now we're going to use some foam again. So the thorax is going to be foam, and I'm basically going to be using some razor foam, basically, you know, 0.5 millimeter or so. And that's going to be just wrapped, just the xenon polymer, just like we'll do with, we're going to do it with our hackle. We just did it with our dubbing material. So I'm just going to give this a nice thin cut here, as even as I can. A lot easier with a razor blade. I don't have it with me. Let's see, I kind of cut that fairly thin. That doesn't look as thick. This is really thinner than it looks, but it's a fairly thin piece of razor foam. So I'm going to get that tied in there now. And then we're going to wrap that, and we're just going to kind of wrap it right over itself, basically. Maybe bring it forward just a little bit. You're going to form just a little bulb there. And that is your thorax. I'm going to stand that wing up just a bit, which is what I've done at the beginning. It stands it up some. Okay. And now we'll get our hackle tied in here. And this is just basically honey hackle. Okay, that's nice and secured. Okay. We're going to wrap this. Now, I have hackle pliers here, and I just, for some reason, never use freaking hackle pliers for whatever reason. So it's basically 2 to 3 reps. So that's all you need. You've got that rest of that foam there. Look at that little whip finish there. Now, if this is a one-fly fly, I would be applying some super glue right there on both sides of the wing, but this is not. So whip finish that should be just fine. You can apply a little bit of adhesive. But there you go. Your fly is off and running and ready to roll. So that's the PMD version. You have, I'll do this with bluing olives. Mahogany done is probably the one I do the best. Probably the version that outperforms the other, this one and the bluing olive. That's the one I'll use in, September and October. But the fishing up there is so damn good in September and October. So that's when I happen to be using the Mahogany Emerger, and it kicks tail.